Yeah, good morning. Good morning, all. Online students, is my voice is loud and clear and able to see my screen? Could you please confirm? Okay, done. So in the last class, we are discussing about the data visualization and in that various plots. What are the plots we have discussed means histogram, box plot, scatter plot, a line plot, pie plot, bar plot. In the bar plot, different types of bar plots, stacked bar plot, unstacked bar plot, right? Now, in today's class, we are going to see the next final part of the plots, which is subplots. And once we complete these subplots, we'll start our first project called as data analytics using Python, right? So here, plot is called as subplot. What is meant by subplot means first you are going to divide your entire plot into multiple parts. Each sub one is called as subplot. So for example, this is your plot. This entire plot you are going to divide into parts. For example, you want to divide into 2 rows, 2 columns or 3 rows, 2 columns. Choice is yours. You can divide the plot into as per your choice. For example, here I'm going to divide the plot into 2 by 2. Okay, I'm going to divide the plot as 2 by 2. What is 2 by 2 means? In terms of 2 rows, 2 columns, and it is going to create the total 4 subplots. Okay, subplot number 1, 2, 3 and 4. So you can divide the entire given data, entire one plot, the big size level of plot into 4 subplots in this way, right? Or you can even divide, for example, this is the plot, you can divide in terms of 2 rows with 3 columns. Then you are going to get 6 subplots, right? So here what I'm going to do is, this is my figure size. So how to set the figure size means by using the plt dot figure, and fixed size is equal to 10 comma 12. So 10 comma 12 means it is the size of the plot, and within that subplot 2 comma 2 comma 1. What is meant by 2 comma 2 comma 1 means where I'm going to create 2 rows with 2 columns, means total 4 plots I'm going to get. In that first one, 2 rows 2 columns and plot number 1, that is the meaning 2 comma 2 comma 1. Okay, in that first one, what I'm going to do, plt dot bar between e-commerce versus Q1 profit. What is e-commerce? This is e-commerce, that is Snapdeal, Alibaba, Amazon, Flipkart. These are the 4 companies. 4 companies I'm going to take on the x-axis along with their Q1 profits. What are the Q1 profits we are having? That is nothing but 45, 100, 70 and 40. So these what are the 4 you are having the company names I'm going to consider on the x-axis, and these 4 values I'm going to consider on the y-axis, and I'm going to create a plot number 1. Similarly, plot number 2, 2 comma 2 comma 2 comma 2 means second plot. In that second plot, I'm going to give e-commerce versus 2Q profit, e-commerce versus 3 profit, and e-commerce versus Q4 profit, and I'm going to get the total 4 plots like this. Sir, for this, why we have to create like this? Separately we can write now. For example, instead of writing this one, you can take separately in a separate cell, right? If you take in a separate cell, you can get a plot separately like this. What is the difference? So here, I'm going to get in that one single plot, multiple plots. And if I once save this one, I'm going to save this image in the desktop. And once I save this image, I'm going to get in one shot all of them. And in my PPT, I can keep simply like this. So all the 4 subplots will be available at a single shot. And in the PPT, I can add this subplot like this and I can start explaining. So generally, whoever has completed the project using the Python, their presentation will be done in the PPTs. Whoever has done the project in Power BI, their presentation will be done directly in the Power BI itself. Whatever the dashboard was there in the Power BI itself. So here I'm going to keep this one in the PPT and I'm going to start explaining. So here, if you see if you observe clearly, here there is no labels. X label is not there, Y label is not there, anything is not there. So if you don't have the labels properly, when you keep in the PPT, it will be difficult to explain. Okay, it will be difficult to explain when you are having the no labels. So because this is e-commerce, whether it is Q1 profit or Q2 profit, how you can know? So I'm going to add the labels. How you are going to add the labels? plt.x label. This is plt.x label, and I'm going to give on the X label companies, various companies, and similarly plt.y label. And in the Y label, I'm going to give the Q1 profits. Now, once I give like this, see here you are going to get the Q1 profits and companies only for this subplot. Overall plot, it is not Y label, subplot wise, because I have given within the subplot one. So this is a separate one. This is exclusively a separate one. Simply to say for you, it is 4 different cells I am combining into a single cell. Instead of writing in the 4 different cells the Python code, I am writing everything in a single cell, and 4 subplots I am going to give the plot number 1, plot number 2 like this. Now second question you will get is, sir, only bar plot only we have to use? No, choice is yours. See, once you divide the entire data, for example, this is my page. Okay, this is my page. In this page, once I have divided this one like this into 6 subplots, where 3 rows with 2 columns. Now in this subplot, whichever you want, you can select as per your choice. There is no connection between this one versus this one. Here you can write whatever you want, histogram or scatter plot or bar plot or stacked bar or unstacked, whatever you want. This is separate, this is separate. Both are independent to each other. There is no connection. So here, whichever the plot you are interested, you can select. Here, whichever the plot you are interested, you can select. See here, I'm going to create a plot 2, 3, 1. What is 2, 3, 1? Means 2 rows with 3 columns in that first one. In that first one, I'm going to select plt.histogram of the grade column. And in the subplot 2, I'm going to select the box plot of the grade column. In the subplot 3, I'm going to use the scatter plot. In the subplot 4, I'm using the line plot. And in the subplot 5, I'm using the pie plot. And in the subplot 6, I'm using the bar plot. So total 6 plots I'm going to select separately like this. Okay, there is no connection, whichever you are interested. Sir, for example, if I don't write 3 I have not written, directly I went to the 4. Then what happens? 2, 3 I have selected, means this entire plot whatever I am having, I have divided into 2, 3. 2, 3 means 2 rows, 3 columns. Okay, 2 rows, 3 columns. Fine. Now in that first one I have selected histogram. Okay. Second one I have selected box plot. This is also okay. Now third one is not there. Directly fourth one. Fourth one means this is the 4th position. Whether third one is there or third one is not there, that is not important. Directly it will come to the 4th position. Here you have written 4, it will take 4. So in the 4th position, whatever you are having, it is going to add in that, in the 3rd position, empty will be there. In that position, nothing will be there. Okay. For example, in the 4th position also you are removing. 3rd and 4th, both you are removing. Directly you are adding the 5th position. So 3rd position and 4th position will be empty. So what are the positions you are selecting? It is going to have that one. And each plot is independent to each other. For separately, you have to write the X labels, Y labels. For each and every plot, separately you have to consider. Is the point is clear? So this is called as subplots. Subplots means combining the multiple plots into single one. In a single plot, keeping the multiple plots is called as subplots. That is the meaning of subplots. Everyone is clear with the subplots? Anyone has any questions? So what are the plots we have discussed? Everyone please write in the notes. What is the first subplot? What is the first plot? Histogram. Second one, box plot. Third one, scatter plot. Fourth one, line plot. Fifth one, pie plot. Sixth one, vertical bar plot. Horizontal bar plot. Stacked bar plot. Unstacked bar plot. And subplots. These are the plots which we have discussed. Now here, the size, what are the figure sizes there? If you don't mention any kind of figure size, So can you see here? You are going to get into a small one. The paper size is small size. Now you are increasing your paper size. Take a white paper, one white paper, no need to cut. Just open in your notes, wherever the white paper is there. Just go through that white paper. That white paper is the plot. That is the figure size. What is the size of your paper? If you are using A4 notebook, the size will be different. If some people are using diaries, or some people are bringing the short book, some people are bringing the spiral books, whatever the books, the size of the paper will be different now. Every paper size is not the same now. So by default, it is going to take like this. Just you are going to increase the figure size. That is nothing but plot size. If you take here first 10 by 10, I'm going to take 10 by 10. So slightly. So that is nothing but 10 by 10 means width is of 10, height is of 10. Now I want to increase my width. Height I want to keep as it is, but I want to increase my width. Then what I have to do? In the width, I'm going to add here 12. Still, I want to increase my width side. Then still I will increase. If I want to increase the height means height. The paper width is you can increase, the paper height also you can increase now. Size of the papers in the same way. What is the difference between A4 versus A5 versus legal paper? What is the difference? All these things means sizes. Just size. If you take a A4 paper in and if you divide that paper into 2 by 3, 2 rows with 3 columns. Okay. Sorry. 2 rows with 3 columns, 2 by 3. Whatever you are going to get the size, and if you divide the A5 paper, you'll get with the same size? No, in a different. According to your diagram, you are going to sell it. Is the point is clear? The size you are going to adjust in this way. Right, guys? Now, let's start with the first project, data analytics using the Python. Now, before moving to the data analytics with Python, now, what are the steps in the data analytics? What is exact work of a data analyst? First, we have to understand that. Then automatically you'll understand. Till now, from the day one, what we have done, you'll understand in the today's class very clearly. What is the steps of data analyst, or what exactly data analyst will do in a company? Any data analyst, whoever works as a data analyst in a company, his work is describing the past data. His project work is only descriptive analytics. His project work is descriptive analytics. Descriptive analytics means describing the past or historical data. Some data will be given to you. You have to describe that one. How much simplification you make on the description, that much good data analyst you are. I will give one project to you. You have to describe for me what are the observations you have observed previously. Tell me all the observations, important observations, every important observation. Just tell me what you have observed. That is the work of a data analyst. Okay, this is the work of a data analyst. Data analyst is descriptive analytics, describing the past or historical data. What are the data was provided to you, you have to explain very clearly. Okay, now after explaining this data, now what is the steps involved in this project? Steps involved. I assume that you have already taken this one earlier also. So if you have written earlier, you don't need to write one more time now. If you have not written, please write very clearly. First one is business problem understanding. What is meant by business? This is technical word. What is meant by business problem understanding means understanding the given project. Understand the given project requirements. Understand the project requirements. What exactly they want. Okay. We will do one project. I will show you one real-time project also, which is automatical data analyst, complete data analyst was applied on the how they have presented everything. I'll show you. And based on that, I'll share you one data set where you have to work the complete project, entire life cycle you have to do. If you include all the steps, that is called as end-to-end project. If you include all the steps, it is called as end-to-end project, and it is also called as life cycle. Life cycle means starting to ending. The human from the birth to death, the entire span is called as life. Similarly, for a project starting from where you have started to where you have ended, it is called as life of the project. So you have to include the entire all the steps of the project, and it is called as life cycle. Understand the project requirements, what exactly they want. Okay, generally, yes, please take end-to-end project means I'm going to have the end-to-end project only. End-to-end project we are going to do with Python. End-to-end project with Power BI. End-to-end project with Tableau. 3 projects. Okay. Now, understand the project requirements completely from the what they want exactly. Okay. And generally the project requirements, what are the project requirements of a data analyst would be analytical report. Generally the project would be analytical report. Mostly 90% of the cases, it is going to be the analytical report. What is meant by analytical report means a report consists of your analysis. Okay. Analysis report. So a report that consists of your analysis is called as analytical report. Report that consists of your analysis. Complete analysis of your complete analysis. Okay. So in this, you have to highlight, you have to highlight the important observations. You have to highlight the important observations that will increase the business. That will increase the business. Any person will give one project to you, miss, they have to pay the money for you. First point. They are paying some money for you, miss, they have to get additional money from that. Otherwise, why they'll give the project? Remember this one for your lifetime. Someone is giving a job for you. Somewhere you are working, miss. They are paying some XYZ money for you. They are paying 1 lakh rupees for you, miss. They have to get 1,50,000 profit. In that 1 lakh, they'll share you, at least they'll get 50,000. Without getting 1 rupee extra for them, they will not give the 1 rupee for you as a salary. Generally in a company, Infosys company or MNC companies, generally what would be the margin, miss? 70:30. Means 70% will be spending for the expenditure, office rent, for the building infrastructure, IACs, current bill, or office boys, that one, this one, all these things will be there now. And including, for example, that project requires cloud technology. We have to pay for the cloud. It is not a paid free version. Paid versions will be there. We have to pay for that. So that everything comes under expenditure. After entire expenditure, including your salaries, if they provide any transportation, that one, this one, everything, for that completion of the project, whatever they have spent, it is called as expenditure. And after the expenditure, balance, whatever the money they get now, that money is called as profit money. Generally, what would be the profit range? Means maximum amount is 30%. That is max. If a company is getting 30% in the project, means that project manager is a psycho. Then only it is possible. He will torture every person. Okay, with a small amount, he will try to extract maximum amount, and others will feel that this person is torturing us. Then the project money will be the whatever the profit will be highest. Generally, on an average, a profit will be generally 10 to 15%. because they are going to do in the course of business. No? So 10 to 15% or 20%. Than that, it will never cross, most probably. Right? Now, any project you have received means in that project, what would be budget? First step starts with the budget. For example, I'll be working, I'm having my own company called as SS Data Solutions. That is my own company. Okay. It is an IT company, my own company, and where we are working on the some projects. Right? Now, I will get some clients. Okay. That office is available in Hyderabad itself, in the Eragada, near to Eragada Metro. It is available. Company name is SS Data Solutions. My company name is. Fine. Now, point is here, I'll be getting some projects. So when I'm getting some projects, I'll be directly interacting with the clients. What are the requirements is there? They are going to tell the requirements, some requirements. So these are the requirements we want, something they are going to tell. Now, based on the requirements, we have to fulfill. But first, what is the starting step is client will approach. Client will approach you. Okay. Client will give some requirements. Whatever they require, they'll give the requirements. First, this is the starting step. Now, based on the client requirements, you're going to give the budget. And what is the time span? Along with the budget, time span for the project. How many people are going to work? That is not required. Just for the client, what is required? Money, how much time? These are the only 2 points. If you cross the money also, he will be not accepted. If you cross the timeline also, he will not accept. Never he'll come back to you again. These both are more important. That is the reason in the companies, every person will fix to the timeline. Okay. So if you take extra 1 day leave, you have to complete on time. Take, for example, if you're taking 1 day leave, it is not a mistake, but that work, whatever the pending work is there, na, that you have to complete means you have to spend extra 1 hour every day. So that to compensate that previous one. Right? Now, here the budget is important and along with the time span is more important. These two are important for the client. If you cross the budget, for example, you have given the budget of 5 lakhs, assume, let's take an example, 5 lakhs. Now, if you cross that budget and if you say that, sir, we have done the spending this much and we have unexpectedly got this problem, this one, that one. If you say like this, he will listen all your story, but never you'll get one more project from him. If you are thinking, okay, sir, pay now, otherwise we'll not give the project for you. If you say like this, second time, never you'll get. Through him, you'll not get. Through his friends also, never you'll get. Always the company will have the good rapport with the clients because they have to give continuation to the projects, and along with the projects, they have to refer to other people also, because the client is giving one project to us means 100% he will be in the good position. Good position people automatically will have the some other friends also in the same level of positions. His friends also will be in the same level. Generally, when we are in the college days, who will be our friends means college friends only will be there. Once we join in a company, who will be the friends means colleagues is going to be, office friends will be. And if I'm having 5 years of experience, generally my friends also will have 5 years of experience. If I have 20 years of experience, simple now. Whatever the cadre we are, in the same level of cadre, the most number of friends will be there. High also will be there, low also will be there, but more number of people will be in the same level. So obviously, so when the client is giving a one project means, we'll assume that he will also have some other friends in the same level and we'll get the future very good level of projects. So always we will have a very good rapport with our clients. Now, they are going to have the budget and time span. And once I give the budget, if they are okay, we'll have some kind of terms and conditions agreement. So at what time the money has to be released? First 25% has to be released at what time? Second 25% has to be released at what time? At the end, how much money? Like that, everything will be there. And according and meetings, how many meetings will be scheduled, and everything will be in the terms and conditions and agreement and mutual agreement. In that, one of the most important point is never the data has to be leaked either from the client or from the company people. Data leakage, that is more important out of all of them. Okay, there should not be any kind of data leakage, right? And based on the terms and conditions, if everything mutually agreed, then automatically the project starts. When the project starts, here we have given one budget now. When we have given the budget, before giving the budget to the client, we should know how many people has to work in this project and what would be the infrastructure required for this, and what are the for example, you have to get the data by paid sources. By paying something, you have to get the data. How much amount would be for that? Everything we have to calculate ourselves, and we have to give a budget for them. Okay, for example, if I'm assuming in my company, I'm having 3 people are working. These 3 people are working with a package of 5 lakhs annual package. For the 3 of them, 15 lakhs I'm paying as a salary. Now 15 lakhs which I'm paying as a salary for these people. Now apart from that, infrastructure also will be there, something will be there. But are they going to work only one project in the entire life? No, no. That is only 3 months project now. Again one more project they will work now. Again one more project. Now for 1 year salary I can't take from one client only now. Because for that client I am spending only 3 months now. For 3 months, 3 months salary only I have to consider, right? I should not consider 1 year salary now. 3 months salary, whatever I have to pay for the team, that one for this project, what is the amount that I have to make sure myself, what would be the expenditure, and for that expenditure I have to add extra 20% and I have to take the project. Then automatically there is a high possibility that particular project you are going to get. For example, the budget is generally outside people will do for 1 lakh rupees. You have quoted for 3 lakhs. Then what they'll say? Outside 1 lakh only we can get. So we'll go with that. Simple. Any person knows this one now. If I ask you, if for example in this class, anyone knows how to design website? Website design using HTML or something. Anyone knows? For example, website design is required. A website, for designing the website, around 20,000 is required. Assume. Let's take an example. Outside one person, they are going to do for 20,000. If I go and ask in the IT company, one IT professional, he asked for me 50,000. Now should I go with 20,000 or 50,000? My requirement will be satisfied. By both of them, my requirement will be satisfied. Finally, in what way I want the website, in that way only they have to create. I'll tell all my requirements before itself. And based on my requirements, they have to design the website. Now one person will take charge for me 20,000, one person charge for me 50,000. To whom I have to sell it? Simple. In the same way, in the company also they will do. The client also will compare outside how much it will happen and here how much. And according to that. Now, based on the terms and conditions and all these things, we are going to have, and from here we'll start the business. Now, the person, whoever has given the one project to me, I have to show some inferences, means observations, what I have observed and how I have to improve his business. Then the more you explain for him very clearly, you have to explain to others very clearly. Okay, when you explain that person very clearly and what are the requirements and what are the things, then when he gets impressed and his business is improved based on your analysis, means remember, it is going to be for lifetime with you. The project will be. Because, sir, how the project will be lifetime, sir? See, what are the analysis you are doing on the past data? Last 1 year data, assume past data is last 1 year data. Now it is 1 year data, means from where to where? 10th December 2023 to 10th December of 2024. That is called as 1 year data. After 2 months, 1 year data still it will be the same. No, no. You will get the new data, right? Who will analyze the new data? Continuously, day by day, you will get the data, right? And the data has to be completely done. So here, in a project, 3 steps will be there. One step is called as development phase. Means from the scratch level, you are going to develop, which we are going to do now. Okay, so completely from the scratch level, that is called as development phase. Second one is called as operation phase. Operation phase means it will be continued. Already you have developed the project, you know about the project, everything. Now you are going to work on the latest data. Just data will change. data will be updated with the latest one. But your analysis, your way of thinking, everything was already completed. With the latest data, same questions you are going to reapply one more time. You don't need to create the questions. Already the questions are there. Just with the latest data, you have to modify. It is called as operations. And finally, support. Support means whenever the client gets any problem, he will call us and we have to give the support. Three things will be there. Right? Now, in the budget itself and the requirement itself, we'll discuss whether you want only the development part or along with the development support also you require. If support means how many months you require the support after the project, 6 months, 1 year, everything we'll discuss. According to that, we'll go to the budget. We'll give the budget based on that. Is the point is clear? So these are the three phases. One is called as, this is called as project phase. Project phases. So first development will be completed. After development only, once development is completed only, you will get the operation phase. Directly can't start with the operation. Someone has to develop the project and you have to work on that project with the latest data. For example, IRCTC website is there. And the IRCTC website, you are saying the probability as of now something. What is the waiting list is there means what is the probability it is going to be get confirmed. That is basically a machine learning project. Now, what are the probability you are having? It will be the same probability for years also. After 2 years also, probability will be the same. If you want, you can cross check now. Right today, any train you select as per your choice. In the train, you open the sleeper class and any class. If there is a waiting list of 30, waiting list of 30 is there. And what is the probability? You write that one. After 2 days or 3 days, again open. 3 days only, just 3 days only. After 3 days, again open. And again, you see the waiting list of 30 only. If waiting list of 30 is there, now again the same probability will be there or not. So every time it will be updated with the latest one. Now, when it is getting updated only, the latest data will be shared to the end user. Okay, maybe in that particular train, now number of coaches has increased. Automatically what happens? Waiting list will be decreased. The probability will be increased. That you know, you don't know. Whether coaches, earlier coaches, 10 coaches are there, now 12 coaches they have added. Whether you know means no. The end user doesn't know. Customers don't know that one. Only the persons who are working in the inside the train, inside the railways, only those people will understand that. And they'll adjust accordingly. So these are all called as operation phase. Now, once we understand the data, and always remember your observations has to increase the business. At the end, it has to increase the business. If there is no increase in the business, your observations completely zero. Throw into the dustbin. Literally throw into the dustbin. There is no use. Sir, today I have observed that today when compared to every day, today more number of students are there in my class. Or today with respect to more number of students are wearing the blue color dress. What is the use? Throw into the dustbin that one. After this, once I explain the data analytics using the Python and I have shared the data set and 20 people has completed data analytics using the Python on their own. That is more important. Only 5 people has able to complete. That is again important. If the students, less number of students are able to complete the project on their own miss, that is my mistake. If more number of students are able to complete miss, that is good one. So that important points only we have to make a note. Unnecessary things we don't need to have. While doing the analysis, remember guys, while doing the analysis, if required, write in the notes. While doing the analysis, write in the notes. While doing the analysis, you will get, while doing the analysis, you will get multiple observations. Multiple observations. In that, some of the observations will be good. In that, some of the observations will be important and some of them are unimportant. Some of them are important and some of them are unimportant. Remove all the unimportant observations or take all the important observations. Make a note of all important observations. Make a note of all important observations. Is called as analytical report. Is called as analytical report. Your important observations with a notes is the analytical report. Now, what is unimportant observations? What I have to do with that? Delete them. Delete them. Simply delete them. You don't need to share to the client. You can keep with you. In your laptop, you can keep. What are the observations you have made? You can write everything. But while sharing to others, you have to share only the important things. Unimportant things, simply you can keep with you only. No need to share. Right? Now, so this is business problem understanding. First, you have to understand the business problem and all the requirements, what are the requirements related to that, and finally how to improve. This point is out of all of them, highlight this one, underline or do whatever you want. Increase the business. To increase the business, what ideas, what things you have observed, tell all of them. Whatever the observations you have observed in the past. Right? Now, coming to the second point called as data understanding. This is the technical name. What is under inside that means understanding each and every column name first very clearly. Okay. So you have to understand about your project with the help of domain expert. Understand project. Understand project details using domain expert. Now, who is called as domain expertise or domain expert? Who is called Miss? Who is having a knowledge on that particular domain? Means, for example, tomorrow you have to work on the automobile project. You may not know the automobile technical words. Then you are going to say that, no, I don't know automobile, so don't give this project. I will do another project. You'll say like this, huh? No, right? If I have given the share market data set to you, are you going to say that, no, sir, I don't have any awareness on the share market? Huh? No, start. As per the project requirement, we have to learn. I am not saying to do. I'm asking to learn. Automobile industry, if you are learning, means no need to become an automobile mechanic. So just we are going to understand the technical words. What are the technical terms are there? We are going to see those technical terms. Okay, technical terms. Those technical terms we may not understand. So we are going to take the help of domain expert. Sir, who is going to be the domain expert? How we can know? On the day one, when you get the project in a team, when you are working in a team, automatically the team manager or team leader, whoever the person is there, he is going to introduce other team members also to you. And while introducing, they are going to say, this person will do the data analyst work. This person will help you in the cloud. This person will help you in the domain knowledge. He is having the good knowledge in this area. They are going to introduce with a domain expert also. Okay. So in a team, they are going to introduce. Now, generally what happens in a company is, for example, if we receive a new project, assume in my case only, I have received one requirement from a client. Today only the client has met me and he has given one requirement. His requirement is biotechnology. But in my company, none of the person knows biotechnology. There is no person. What I'm going to do? Recruit. Recruit a new data analyst. And in that you have to write having knowledge on biotechnology or biosciences is an added advantage. In the job description, I will give like this. In the description, I will mention having a knowledge on the biotechnology or biosciences is an added advantage. Now I'm going to do the interviews. In that, any person who is background of biotechnology and he's also having the data analysis knowledge, that person will give the top priority directly. Simple. For example, in my company already biotechnology persons are there, but they are not working in my team. They are working in another team. Another team they are working. So first I'll contact to the HR. To the HR, I'll say that I required one biotechnology person who are familiar with that type of person I required. HR is going to check because resumes will be the HR only now. All the details will be in the database. So HR is going to check who is familiar from the biotechnology background. For example, they came to know that Prasad is there, one person named Prasad, and he is working in the another project. Okay, he is familiar with biotechnology. Now HR is going to contact that particular team team lead, who is the head of the team, and he will say that, hey, in your team Prasad is there now. Whether what is the work of a Prasad? If you remove the Prasad, can you manage to complete that project or not? If the team lead says no, Prasad is more important, miss, then they have to hire a new person. If the team lead says that not a problem, you can take the Prasad, not a problem, miss. Now Prasad will be shifted from that project to another project immediately. Okay, so requirements will be depend on the company to company. Don't think every time we'll hire the new person. The moment we get the project, immediately we'll not do the hiring. It depends. So company to company depends. Now, generally when the hiring will be done, for example, assume you came as a client. You only client, I'm the person. You approach me and you have discussed about your project requirements. Obviously, the moment you discuss with me, immediately I will not tell the budget now. It will take 1 or 2 days time now. Now, in this 1 or 2 days of time, what would be the salaries or something? I don't know. For example, if you are doing any project towards data analytics, means I'm familiar with. For example, you came with the DevOps requirement. I don't know what is DevOps also. Okay, miss overall I know, but internally tools and what is the salaries of that person, I don't know anything. Now what I'm going to do, should I say that no, we are not working on the DevOps, so please give this project to any other person, our company will not work. We should say like this, or we have to accept that project and we have to hire according to the people. If I want to develop my company, means what I have to do? Point is clear? So when we get an opportunity, we can't lose that opportunity. So what are the possibilities are there? We'll start thinking. And I will start with starting with the who is already having a very good amount of experience in the DevOps. I will select him as my team lead. And with him, I'll start connecting. Hey, this is the requirement we have got. Do you think that can we complete this project? And if required, how many people are required? Everything I will discuss with him. And according to that, I will start hiring that one. Now, if the person says that, sir, for this particular project, we require this many people or this much or something, he discuss with me now. Now, what I will do, immediately I will post in the job description in the job portals. By giving the job description in the job portals, I'll post the jobs. The moment this client will confirm for me now, immediately the next day morning, I'll release the offer letter. In meanwhile, I will do the interviews, but I will not release the offer letter. Once the client confirms, for example, you are the client, today you have confirmed. SRK, I'm confirming you the project. Okay, with the budget and terms and conditions, everything we are okay. I'm giving the project to you. You have confirmed for me like this. The moment you confirm like this, next day morning only we have to start the work because time span will be there now. So immediately the moment you accept that one, we have to start within the 1 or 2 days. At the earliest, we have to start the project. Now, meanwhile, I will do the interviews, but offer letter will be on hold. The moment the client accepts, immediately I will do the offer letter. I will release the offer letter for the previous people who I have done the interviews. For example, if the client has not given me the project, now for all the people I have done the interview, for them, I'm going to reject them. I will say that, sorry, you have not got selected. But basically, it is not the mistake of that person. Again, I'm saying it's all depends on the internal company, what's going on. We can't declare that no jobs are there. Sir, these people has done the interview, but they are not giving the reply. It depends. Multiple scenarios will be there in the back end. Example purpose, I am saying all of them for you to understand. Sometimes the moment they accept the client, once he accept the project, from there only they'll post the job description in the job portals. Some companies will do in that way. Some companies will do in this way. It's all depends. Every company is not Infosys. Every company is not SS Data Solutions. Right? Startup companies will be there. Mid-range companies will be there. Infosys like companies, MNC companies also will be there. Where if, for example, if they get a loss also, they can be bearing that one. Some companies cannot bear. It all depends. And for example, if the client delays 2 months money lately, okay, they are not giving the money. Lately, they are giving the money. Okay. Now whether we are able to pay the salaries on time or not. For example, in my case only, if my client actually has to pay the money in the month of January 10th, that date, he has to pay the money for me. Assume he has not paid on the January 10th, he has paid on the February 10th or March 10th. Due to some reason, he will say some story, whether I accept or not, that is secondary. But due to some reasons, unexpected scenarios, due to some unexpected reasons, if anything postpones, whether I'll be able to manage my company or not. Okay. So all these things will be considered. And once you understand the project details with your project expertise, now you'll enter into the data. That is called as data exploration. Now you are going to explore your data. That is, data exploration will be done on the raw data. Whatever the given data to you, you have to explore completely. What is meant by exploration? The basic observations on the given data. That is, what is the column names? Column names are as per the syntax or not. If they are not as per the syntax, rename the column names. Starting with the, first we are going to observe the column names. Column or variable names. First we should know whether we know them or not. Meaning we know or not. First meaning. Every column name, meaning. Along with the meaning, second one is whether they are in the syntax. Column names as per, column names are as per syntax or not. If no, rename them. You know how to rename the column names. Rename them. Okay, column name should be as per the syntax. Next, start with respect to how many of them are continuous variable. That first you have to see the shape, rows and columns, and followed by you have to go with the in terms of data types. Followed by you are going to see which are continuous variables, which are discrete variables, continuous, which are discrete count, and which is discrete categorical. Like this, you are going to observe each of them. Right? And once you have observed which are the columns, make a list. Take a list. Okay, list of, create a list of continuous variables, discrete count variables, and discrete categorical variables, along with the time series variables. Take a list of the variables separately. And in each variable, you do the descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistics, whatever is applicable for the each variable, apply. And also you have to observe and make a note of how many columns are having missing values, columns having the wrong data, Which columns are having wrong data? Which columns are having wrong data type? Okay, wrong data type, and missing values, outliers. Observe and make a note of all of them. Which columns are having the wrong data type, missing values, and outliers, like this. Which are the columns are having? Which columns are having all these kinds of problem? Make a note of them. Don't clean. Just observe. Observe and make a note of. Right? And observe and make a note of various plots. Basic plots. Observe and make a note of plots like histogram and box plot. Only these two plots you are going to apply, not scatter plot. Okay, histogram and box plot, and you are going to observe the data. What you have observed from this, make a note of that from histograms and box plot. Drawing the plot is not important, guys. Making a note of that one, what you have observed, is important. Then important important point in the entire data analysis. This is the most important one. Important note is not only writing the code, not only writing the code, making a note of each observation from the output is more important than code. Making a note of output, each observation from the output is more important than code. Most of the people will write sns.histogram and they'll apply. You'll get one histogram. But what you observe from the histogram, they'll not write. But that is only important. First one is not important. Which one you will write, and you will see the histogram now. You will feel that Python code is more important, not Python code. In the histogram, what you have observed now, that is more important. This is more important than code. Important than code. Code throw into the dustbin, because client will not understand the code. We'll not share to the client code now. We'll share only the plots, and whatever we have written English letters now, that one only will share. Sir, in the histogram, we have observed, based on the histogram, we have observed that more number of salaries in your company, the salaries, more number of people are receiving the salaries between monthly of 30,000 to 50,000. That point you are going to write now, that point only will understand by the client. sns.hist in the bracket df of salary, if you write also, client will not understand. What is SNS? He'll ask. Seaborn. What is Seaborn? Module. What is module? It consists of functions. What is function? Internal sum code. What is code? Who want all these things? Client doesn't want that one. Client doesn't know code. You are not going to share the code. In the PPT, only two things will be there. One is called as plot. One is called as sentences. Sentences is English sentences are nothing but your observations. Only these two will be there in the PPT. If you include the Python code, you are called as Lilliput. Lilliput means the basic people who don't know anything about the reality. In the college, in front of HOD, you are presenting now. Those people will do like that. within the college, they will keep one PPT. In the PPT, in front of HOD, they'll present, they'll write the code and they'll explain the code. Sir, I have written the code like this and this is the output, sir. They'll explain. School level people will do. I mean, college level people. According to IT industry, they are called as Lilliputs. Means they don't know anything. They are called as freshers. Right? From IT industry point of view. I'm saying everything from IT industry point of view. For LKG student, if you show the same PPT, wow, you have done so much. They'll say like this. But we know now. We are not going to show to the LKG students now. We are going to show to the client. Is the point is clear? Now, for example, here, not only writing the code, making a note of each observation from the plot is more important. And once this is completed, your stage number 2 is completed. Now you are going to enter into the stage 3 called as data cleaning, where we call it as data pre-processing. Means before you process the data, before analysis, pre-analysis, before you analyze the data. Processing means analyzing. Before to that, what you are going to do? Here you are going to do the data cleaning. Here already you have made observations now, which columns are having. Now you do that cleaning here. Observations are completed here. Now cleaning will be done here. According to that. Now this entire cleaning will be decided not blindly. It is not a fixed code. It is not a fixed pattern. Missing values are there. Replace with mean. No. It is not like that. There is no fixed pattern or fixed code to do like this, like this, like this. It's all depends. It's all depends on business problem and your data. Business problem and data. Here only the human brain common sense is required. Okay, common sense is more required in this stage. Without common sense, if you work, you are called as robots, or in IT industry, we will not call them as robots. Generally, we call them as monkeys. We call them in the IT industry as a coding monkey. What is meant by coding monkey means they'll write blindly the code, but they don't know why we have written that one. They'll say that, I have typed in the chat GPT. I have got the output like this. And they'll copy and they'll paste. Okay, checking in the chat GPT is not a problem. Copying from the chat GPT also not a problem. But why that one has came is, if I ask the question, why you have done like this means, sir, chat GPT has given like that means, I will pay for you or for chat GPT. You have given the answer, ChatGPT has given the answer. If ChatGPT is giving the answers and ChatGPT is performing well means, I have to pay the salary for ChatGPT now. Why for you then? Sir, in the ChatGPT, I have observed like this, sir. Okay, you observed something in the ChatGPT. Have you asked the ChatGPT why? Just blindly you have written the answer. You asked a written question why? That is more important, guys. Getting some additional information from the ChatGPT is absolutely not a problem. 100% you can do. But there should be some logic, reason should be there. That reason you ask again to the ChatGPT only. Why you are giving like this? Why I can't do like this? Ask that question. Properly complete. Without any logical reasoning, if you do blindly, you are called as coding monkey. Tomorrow you'll observe. 100% guarantee. Make a note of this. In your company, if you are working in a team, means in your team, at least one person will be there. Minimum guarantee. And that person name is called as coding monkey. Whenever you ask any question, he will tell you the code, but he will not tell why it is. He will blindly sell the code. He will not tell the reason. Right? They are called as coding monkeys. They know the code. So here we have to do the entire data cleaning along with the future selection or variable selection or dimension reduction. Dimension reduction. What is meant by dimension? Means number of input columns. So number of columns. Dimension means number of columns. Reducing the number of columns is called as dimension reduction. Dimensions means number of columns. Given columns. How many columns they have given to you initially. Reducing the number of columns is called as dimension reduction. Unimportant variables we have to drop. Right? This is called as data pre-processing for you. Only when you're doing the inferential statistics, data transformation. What are the transformation? That is converting a skewed data to normal distribution data. Is there, right? Data transformation. It has to be done. It has to be done only when you apply inferential statistics. Otherwise, no need. It has to be done only when you apply inferential statistics. Otherwise, no need. Clearly write that one also. Otherwise, it's not required. Write this one also. Guys, generally in this way, I will write my notes. Whatever I'm typing in front of you now, generally my notes would be like this. Okay, I will write clearly, even otherwise not required also. I will write in my way, my style. Because the moment I recollect myself, for example, here I have written that dimensions is equal to number of columns. Na? Dimension reduction. What is the meaning of dimension reduction? Means reducing the number of columns. That one also I'll write in the notes. Dimension means this one. Dimension reduction meaning is this one. Like this, I'll write in my notes very clearly, step by step. I mean, everything, whatever is running in my mind, whatever the feelings I'm having, everything I'll write like that. The reason behind that is, now I'll remember everything. Because I have told dimension reduction meaning now only now. I will remember. But I have to remember this one even after 10 days also means once again after 3 or 4 days, I will revise my notes. In my notes, everything already written very clearly. Na? Just if I, with my eyes, if I go through like that, I will recollect myself very fastly. In that way, I will write my notes. The more simplification I will make. So on that particular day, in what way my brain has taught, thinking was done. In that way, my notes will be there. So that I recollect everything in an easy way. My recollection work has to be done simple. That is my requirement. Whenever I open my notes, I have to recollect everything in a simple way, the most simple way. I'm revising my notes now. I'm not revising others' notes now. I'm not revising textbook now. My notes, I'm revising. So automatically what I have done earlier, it has to be understood for me very clearly. So reducing the number of columns. Okay. If required, for example, this is also not clear for me. Still I will write reducing means nothing but dropping unimportant variables. Drop unimportant variables. That is the meaning. Which are not important, drop them. Right? So how much simplification you make in your notes, that will be helpful for your revision. That is my point, from my point of view. That is, maybe it will be applicable for you or not. That is your choice. That is from my point of view. And fourth one is analysis. Fourth one is called as analysis. Now, what is meant by analysis? This point is important. Again, sir, every time you will say important. What is this? Because in the class we are discussing all important points. If it is unimportant, why to discuss in the class? Time waste. Time waste now. Instead of that, if I go with the important points, at least batch will be completed somewhat 1 or 2 days before only. Why to discuss unimportant points in the class? Waste of time. Right? According to me, whatever I discuss in the class, everything is useful in the real life. Okay, whether if I come out of the content and if I explain something, how you have to prepare or something, everything will be useful in the real life for your preparation. I feel that one. So that is the reason in the class I'll explain something. Now, what is meant by analysis? Analysis means applying various logical questions, whether it is logical or non-logical, also not a problem. Applying various questions on the data. Various questions is also nothing but various options or various ideas. You'll get something, sir, we can't do like this, we can't do like this, we can't do this one. Do, no restriction. Whatever runs in your brain, do. Blindly you do. If output is important means note that one, not important means delete that one. But don't stop thinking of your brain. Whatever the question you get related to that particular data, every question I want the answer. Sir, how many questions we have to frame? The more number of questions you frame, the more you logical thinking is high, and the more higher the data analyst you are. How many questions you can frame from that? It's all depends. I'll show you with an example now. One data set I'll show you and I'll ask you to create the questions. In your mind, what are the questions you are getting? Write that one. Blindly write that one. What are the question related to that data? Question means not with respect to doubts. Regarding that data, whatever the things you want to analyze, what are the things you want to have, write each and every question. And applying on the data, applying various questions, various options, various ideas, various ways. Your logical thinking, here your human brain thinking only is important. And based on that, extracting the information. And extracting the information from this. And extracting sentence is continued, and extracting important information is called as analysis. Important information from that is called as analysis. And your fifth step, this is your final step, which is called as presentation. What are the observations you have made? Present all your important observations in a simple way. Present all your important observations. What are the important observations you have made? All your important observations. Present all your important observations in a more simple way, where even other person will understand dead easily. How much simplification you can make, that much of simple words. How much simple way you make, that much more powerful you are. Is the point is clear, guys? Everyone? Anyone has any questions? If anyone has any questions, you can ask. Now, in this, data cleaning is required. For data analysis, pandas is required. For data exploration, pandas is required. For presentation, plots are required. Now, data analytics with Python project. Data analytics with Python project. What are the project we are going to do? In this project, we are going to load the data. Sorry, here I have missed one point. First, you have to collect the data. And you have to load the data. In the data understanding, first you have to collect the data and you have to load the data. And after loading the data, then you'll understand what are the columns are there. And with the help of technical domain expert, you are going to understand each and every column name. Okay. Understand the meaning of each and every column name using the domain expert. Okay, each and every column name, because you may work on automobile, you may work on biotechnology, you may work on mechanical, or you may work on the sales, anything. Different types of projects are there, different domains of projects are there. You may not know the technical terms, column names you may not be familiar with. You have to understand by using the domain expert. Okay, their meaning you have to understand first, not internal data, meaning of that column. If you don't know, miss, you have to connect and you have to ask first. Instead of always asking others, your top priority should be of research. A data analyst is a good researcher. Every data analyst or a data scientist, by default, he is a researcher. Okay, asking others, instead of that, we have to ask Google. We have to ask the Google. All the important, what are the information you want, you have to ask the Google. And you can ask Google or ChatGPT or anything, but you should not ask the other person. You can ask ChatGPT, you can ask Google, anything is okay. If you ask Google or if you are asking ChatGPT, miss, it is called as research. If you are asking same question to other person, means it is called as doubt. If you ask another person, means it is called as doubt. If you ask Google, means it is called as research. You are doing something, you are trying to learn something new one which you don't know. You should do the research, not ask the doubts. Is the point is clear now? And here, whenever you get a project, on the day one, I told you that your team lead or project manager, whoever the person is there, head of that project, they are going to explain for you the project details. And most importantly, when the first meeting will be done, right, they'll ask you at the end, is there any doubts? First in the meeting, we have to go with a paper and pen. Okay, we have to take a note of that, paper and pen or iPad with pencil, whatever it is. Okay, but we have to make a note. While taking the note, if the person is saying somewhat fastly also, we can't say that, no, you are very fast, go slow. We can't say like this. We have to adjust our things with the same rapport of what others are explaining. Tomorrow you will go to a other meeting and that person will go somewhat fast. Are you going to say to him, in your entire lifespan, you'll meet some more people? No, we have to adjust according to that. We have to write the running notes. If it is online meeting, we have to do the recording. And again, we have to listen one more time if required. If you feel that person is speaking very fastly, miss, we have to play at 0.5x or 0.75x. We have to play and we have to listen slowly. If the person is saying slowly, miss, speed, 2x speed or 3x speed, we'll keep and we'll listen. Right? If it is online meeting, offline meeting, miss, we have to write continuously. By seeing his face, our pen has to move continuously. It will never stop. Our pen will never stop. We have to write each and every point continuously, because one more time we can't ask that person to explain. So we have to write continuously. And at the end, they'll ask, is there any doubts? Never you ask any question also. Remember this. On the first day of the meeting, never ask any doubt. If they say that, is there any doubts? In your mind, really doubts are there also, don't ask. Why, sir? That's make the difference between the professional versus Lilliputs. Professionals, what they'll do is, they will listen to that and they'll say that, okay, first share the details, we'll go through. And after going through, we'll ask what are the doubts are there. Just now you explained about the project now. First share the details to our mail. Once we'll go through. After we go through, again we'll get the doubts. Obviously, at that time we'll ask. Maybe by seeing the data, we may understand so many things. Why to ask now itself? So never ask any question the moment you listen. That will be done by the freshers. College students will be doing that one generally. Okay, who has just completed college now, those people will do generally like that. Professionals will not do that one. That makes the huge difference, guys. When you are in the meeting in front of others, everyone will observe you. And according to that, they'll do the judgments also. They may not say on your face, but they'll do internally what you are doing to me in the same way. Okay. So every person will observe, right? And now here in the meeting, whatever they have explained for you, and after explanation, they'll share the details. In the meeting itself, they'll tell you, guys, we have received a new project and already we have shared this project details to your mail. Please go through them. They'll say like this. After going through the meeting, details, project details. Now earlier you have got some questions now. In that, some of the questions might be rectified. For example, they have not got rectified. Now you ask the questions. Now you ask. But before to that, take time for your analysis purpose. First, you understand clearly. Later, ask the questions. Is the point is clear? For example, if I have explained the histogram, instead of that, sir, if I do like this, what happens, sir? Now only I am explaining now. You can try now. After the class, you can try now. You sit in the lab now. You'll try like this, sir. If I like this, what happens? If I do like this, what happens? That you have to try now. You are practicing, you are listening, you are learning. What you are doing? You are learning in the class means why you will do the practice in the class? After the class, now practice. Sir, I'm not having the time. So in the class only, I have to do the practice. I can't do that practice. You only do the practice in front of me. You only change like this. What happens? Tell us like this, miss. That will be done by the Lilliputs. We have to understand. In the company also, if you ask the question also, they'll understand. They'll immediately give the answer also. Don't worry. In the company also, on the day one, if you ask any question also, they'll give the answers. But they'll get one idea about you. Oh, this person don't know anything. This person is like this. They'll judge. That to experienced people will easily identify which type of people belongs to which category. Okay. Do you think that I'm a fresher? I said in the training? No. I'm having experience now. Multiple batches I have trained now. I don't know who is sitting in the last bench and what they are doing under the bench. And which people are writing the notes and which people are not writing the notes. Do you think that I don't know? Do you think that which person as of now in his hand mobile phone is there? Right? Experience is there now. But still, based on my observations, just I'll observe and I will leave. Which two students are discussing continuation in the class? Which students are making the jokes or laughing in between? Do you think that I don't know? Everything? Only observation. Because I told you now, important observations will make a note which improve the business. Unimportant observations throw into the dustbin. If the last bench students, they are discussing each other and they are laughing, miss, what I have to do? Is that any useful for me in my business? Throw into dustbin. Why to keep in the brain? But I will get an idea about that particular student. Okay, at the last, at the course end, somewhere they'll have the requirement with SRK now. At that time, same reactions I will also give. I will also laugh. I will also see like that. When he is asking a question, I will discuss with other person. What are the actions he is doing in front of me? I will do the reaction at that time. Newton's third law I will apply, obviously. Right? Example purpose, guys. Pure example purpose. Whichever is important, make that one. Which is not important, remove that one. Complete only, I'm saying with respect to as an example. Okay. All the points are clear? So let's do one project on the data analytics with Python. So in this project, which I'm going to have complete from starting to ending step, including the presentation. Everything will be done in the Python only. The data is in the Excel sheet. Simply I will collect the data and I will load the data and I will complete. Only difference is if the data is in the database, connect to the database and complete. I already shown you how to connect to the database with the Python. Collect the data only is different. From there again, everything is same. Is the points are clear? Done. Tomorrow we'll do the project and don't miss the tomorrow's class. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow, not only every day. Once tomorrow is completed, now After this, what happens, I mean, from Monday's Power BI. In the Power BI, what will happen? Up to here, everything is same. Only the presentation, plots you are going to do in the Power BI. Matplotlib, Seaborn, Power BI. Remaining everything is same. Plot will be done in the Power BI. Data cleaning will be done in this one only. Once your data cleaning was done, clean data is there now. The clean data you are going to convert as an Excel file. That Excel file you are going to load into the Power BI. Cleaning you are going to do in the Python only. Once cleaning was completed, clean data you are going to convert to Excel file. How to convert a table into Excel file? I'll show you that one. Dot to Excel is the function. One function is there to read the Excel file, read underscore Excel, to convert as Excel file to Excel. I'll show you in the tomorrow's class. After cleaning, what you have to do, I'll show you step by step. Once cleaning was completed, just you load that clean data into the Power BI and create the various plots and observe. In that, some plots will be important, some plots will not be important. Remove unimportant plots. Project is completed. Is the points are clear? Done. Tomorrow we'll discuss the data analytics with Python. Anyone has any questions, you can ask. Yes, similar kind of project you have to do and you have to write in the resume. Others, no questions, you can leave. Leave. If no questions, you can leave. Similar kind of project. Same project as it is my project, don't write in the resume. Similar kind of project, you select as per your choice one data set and you have to write in the resume. In the resume, total 3 projects you have to write. One, using the data analytics with Python, data analytics with Power BI, data analytics with Tableau. Right? Yes. Any questions? Please ask what are the questions you are having. Yes. Similarly, you have to do one more. Don't keep my project as it is in the resume. Similar. Swagat, if everything was done in the Python, what is the use of SQL? Data will be stored there now. Data storage. Data storage. Swagat. Analysis is not in the SQL. Storage, the main purpose of SQL is database. Database means storing the data. That is the main purpose of that. What is the purpose of Power BI? Is presentation, plots. So one tool is having one importance. ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ యాడ్ చేయాలి, అయ్యే యాడ్ చేయాల్సింది. కానీ ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్ కాదు, యాస్టీస్గా నేను చెప్పిన ప్రాజెక్ట్ కాకుండా సిమిలర్గా మీరు ఇంకో ప్రాజెక్ట్ చేసి దాన్ని యాడ్ చేయాలి. నా ప్రాజెక్ట్ని యాడ్ చేయకూడదు.